You know, we haven't had a lot to celebrate in Congress in the last few months, we folks who support single payer. But in the United States Senate, we have one huge hero who stands above all the other senators and speaking the truth about what needs to happen. Bernie Sanders is from Vermont. He offered an amendment to the Senate Help Bill that would have allowed single payer to flourish in some of our states. And we are pleased to say Senator Sanders did not stand alone in that vote. He had other senators vote with him. We're so honored to have him here today, one of our real heroes in the single payer fight, Senator Bernie Sanders.
Thank you. Brothers and sisters, thank you very much for being here today and the fight that is being waged in all 50 states so that we address the great civil rights issue of our time, and that is the need for every man, woman, and child to have health care as a right and not a privilege. You are fighting against the immorality of a system which says that if you are rich, you have access to the best quality health care in the world, but on the other hand, that at the same time, over 18,000 Americans die every single year because they don't have access to a doctor when they need that access. That's wrong. You are fighting against a system which forces millions of elderly people and many others to go without the prescription drugs they need because in our country, the pharmaceutical industry has created a situation where our people are paying by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. That's wrong. Economically, you are fighting against an insane situation in which approximately 1 million individuals this year will go bankrupt because of medically related costs. That's absurd. And most importantly, you are fighting against a system in which we spend twice as much as any other country on earth, and yet we end up with 46 million Americans uninsured. The moral issue is that health care is a right and not a commodity in which people, insurance companies, and drug companies should be making billions of dollars in profits. The truth is that it should not just be progressives who are for a single payer, it should be conservatives. And the reason for that is what the goal of healthcare, what the goal of any good business management is that for every dollar you put into the system, you want as much as possible for that dollar to do what it is supposed to do. It is totally absurd that in America, for every dollar we spent on health care, we only get 70 cents of value. It is absurd that we have 1,300 private insurance companies, thousands of different programs that will provide one program to you if you're young and healthy, another one if you're 50 and you have a pre-existing condition. That is absurd. It is absurd that in the last 30 years, for every one new doctor we have seen come into healthcare, we have 25 bureaucrats that we're spending money on who tell us why we can't get the healthcare that we thought we paid for. Now, all of you know what the healthcare system is about today is mostly the right of the insurance companies and the drug companies to make as much money as they can. And right now, and why it's so good to see you here, according to an article just a couple of weeks ago, if you can believe it, the healthcare industry is spending $1.3 million every single day to make sure we don't have the kind of health care that the American people need. So what we have got to do is not just today, but tomorrow and every single day, is to go back to all of our 50 states and rally millions and millions of people to end the current absurd system, to move us toward a single-payer system, so that the day comes when every American can get into a doctor's office, go to a hospital, and not have to worry about whether they have the money or not. Thank you very, very much.